of the international workshop on women's health and nutrition, emerging trends and challenges. So it is organized by Sakhyam Society, Jaipur, Rajasthan, in association with Nursing Chaudhary Autonomous College, Jajpur, Odisha, New World Life Organization Health Unit, Sri Lanka. So it is the second day, and in second day also that this organizing team has given the chance to present some paper on this topic. So I, Dr. Biswit Mahapatra, before going to present my topic, first I giving my respect to Professor F.A. Malik sir, Principal of NC Autonomous College, and President of Sakhyam Society Rajendra Singh, Secretary Dr. Shilpi Chauhan Madam, host of the day Utkarsh Singh ji, and all the participants from different corners of the India, and the participants, those are mainly interested to learn something and to do something in the future. I always welcome them. So not going to more about details. So I will just immediately switch over to my topic. So it is the interesting topic: women's health and nutrition, emerging trends and challenges. So my topic is challenges for women in India and abroad. A case study with special reference to health problem of tribal women in Odisha. So one thing I'm telling to you, that mother. So this term, if anyone at any moment will recite, the shriveling or the irritation starts from base to top. So that word, so catchy and also so attractive word, so we can't forget in our life. So that point of view, here I can tell, God has given women as a gift. God could not be everywhere, so he made mothers. Motherhood is one of God's greatest gift to humanity. A loving, committed mother is an indispensable person in our development. Just imagine a world without mothers. We all are more inclined towards mother because genetic point of view, biologically, we are more inclined because more amount of gene is coming from mother as compared to father. It would be a sterile place indeed if you imagine a world without mothers. Mothers instill powerful social and nurturing characteristics in each generation. It is principally from their mothers that children learn the virtue of sacrifice, sharing, valuing others, compassion, community, and a host of other interpersonal values and skills that enable humans to live together in a peaceful place. So, mother. Biologically, women are designed for self-sacrifice. When pregnant, women's body focuses its primarily attention to nurturing that new growing life developing within her. Her body will automatically prioritize the needs of her unborn baby. And this inherent gift for self-sacrifice is not only biological. After her children are born, a mother will continue to sacrifice herself for the needs of her children. She will do whatever she can to assure her children have what they need. So that point of view, we can tell God has given to a man as a gift, that is the mother. So that point of view, here question arises, what makes the woman happy? To make a woman happy, try complimenting her on things like her excellent taste or good sense of humor. But avoid commenting on her looks or body. When you are together, do things that you know she enjoys so she feels understood and appreciated. It is required. It is required because the woman or the mother should be happy. Positive emotion and the gratitude can increase happiness. Women are more likely to experience intense positive emotion and express gratitude than men. Here you can differentiate and take some statistics. Gender difference in depression are well established, and studies have found that biological, psychological, and social factors contribute to the disparity. But research also shows that women are more likely to experience intense positive emotion, such as joy and happiness, as compared to men. On average, when the rating how satisfied they are with their present lives as a whole, women put themselves at range is 2.98 on 1.51 to 5 point scale, and men put themselves at 2.95 for an overall gap of about 0.03 in 5 point scale. So here you can differentiate, that is women are happy, and easily you can compare by seeing that diagram also, that picture also. Similarly, another important thing is what features make women a beautiful. What are the important features? That is sun-tanned skin, narrow facial shape, less fat, fuller lips, slightly bigger distance eyes, darker narrow eyebrows, more longer and darker lashes, higher cheekbones. Why I am telling these things? Because we know from today we'll discuss some points from mother, women society, need of the society, and the present problem, and the tribal society, what are the problems they are facing. That we'll discuss. So if we switch over to responsibility of a woman, as a daughter, a woman is traditionally responsible for taking care of her parents. As a wife, she is expected to serve her husband, preparing food, clothing, and other personal needs. As a mother, she has to take care of the children and their needs, including education. That is the responsibility of a woman. And what a housewife should do? Again, question arises: what is the role of the housewife? The housewife, simply we can say the homekeeper, is a woman whose work is running or managing her family's home, caring for her children, buying, cooking, storing food for the family, buying goods that the family needs for everyday life, housekeeping, cleaning, maintaining the home, making, mending, everything. So we are thankful to the housewife, those are doing the homekeeping work in present scenario. Question arises: why housewife is undervalued? Why? Why it is undervalued by our society? Cooking, cleaning, and taking care of kids, which is not really valued by our society. Most housewives are undervalued by their partners. Most housewives are undervalued by their partners and by society at large. We forget that even though they are not being paid, the job they do cannot be quantified. Their job cannot be quantified. So we have to give respect to all the housewives. Now the question arises: challenges of working women in India and abroad. What are the challenges? So Gallup World Poll, which was conducted in 142 countries and territories, surveyed near about 1,49,000 adults. It is a survey. Men and women are being asked about the top challenges facing women who work at paid jobs in their countries and territories. Agreed that lack of work-life balance, familiar issues, child care, and workplace harassment make the topmost challenge for working women worldwide. So, here question is: what are the top challenges for them? What are the top challenges? The top 10 challenges are: balance between work and family or home, lack of affordable care for children or relatives, unfair treatment at work, abuse, harassment, discrimination. That is the most important one. Lack of
among
flexible,
others.
lack of flexible work hours, appropriate, suitable work hours, lack of good paying jobs, unequal pay for doing similar work as men, family members do not approve of women working, lack of transportation or lack of safe transportation. That is the most important also. Preference to hire or promote men, lack of skill and experience or education. These are the top 10 challenges all over the world. Top 10 challenges. Then challenges for women in India against time and space. Then you come down to our country, our nation. Then what are the challenges in India against time and space? Women in India face many socio-cultural, economical, and political challenges. Challenges against time. People think about challenges against time. Timely maternal care. Maternal care in India is moribund. Resource and infra constraint denies timely care to pregnant women, leading to high maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate. Girl child denied timely intervention in nutrition and health care. Especially it affects in rural area. Hence malnutrition and anemia among Indian girls is one of the highest in the world. Next is the education. Education is denied, and even if allowed in some cases, the girl couldn't attend classes due to time constraints as a result of household work. Early marriage is the another challenge, especially for the girl children, reduces their opportunity, denying them the chance to get empowered. So this is the challenges against time. Similarly, if you think about the challenges against space, challenges against space, there is a pink colorization of job. Pink colorization of job, here I want to explain, mainly such as teachers, nurses, receptionists, lecturers, etc., which have been stereotyped for women. This denies them for opportunity in other field. Glass ceiling. Glass ceiling, women in India face artificial barriers like stereotypes, media related issues, informal boundaries, which prevent them from advancing upward in their organization into management level position. Another important thing that we are already facing, that we are every day or the most of the time you are seeing in the newspaper or media, that is the sexual harassment at the workplace. Sexual harassment at workplace, it is the very dangerous. Lack of political participation of women. Though we have the political point of view, people think about the president, chief speaker, our prime minister are also women. But if you take the percentage and if you take the statistics, then the percentage is very less. So here it is the right statement given by our first prime minister, Jawaharlal Nehru. India to awaken the people, it is the women who must be awakened. Once she is on the move, the family moves, the village moves, and the nation moves. Otherwise, we can't achieve our goal. Way forward to solve the challenges. What are the challenges that is way forward? First is the awareness generation and sensitization about gender equality and women's rights should be installed in boys and girls from a very early age in order to bring about a change in the mindset of the future generation. Second is gender-based legislation. It is important to enact and enforce legislation and develop and implement policies that promote gender equality. Third is women should be respected at home. Must be. This is the another vital point. Women should be respected at home. When women are respected at home, the children also learn about the importance of respecting women. Parents cannot treat their sons and daughters differently. Parents cannot treat their sons and daughters differently. Developing and resourcing national plans and policies to address violence against women. Gender-based survey generate evidence on what works on the magnitude of the problem by carrying out population-based surveys, or including violence against women in population-based demographic and health survey, as well as in surveillance and health information system. And last one, I am telling the way forward challenges is technological intervention. technological interventions such as improving CCTV coverage in urban area. The panic button in smartphones, it should be initiatives such as C-Box, so that the sexual harassment at workplace can immediately lodged by the person within a very few seconds. So these are the challenges for the nation. So we hope in course of time it will achieve. Then here another point arises, what is the women's health? If you think about the women's health, focuses on the treatment and diagnosis of disease and condition that affect women's physical and emotional well-being is known as the women's health. Then what are the common women's health are? Endometriosis. Now you can take the statistics. Most of the lady are facing with endometriosis. Endometriosis, it is a great debatable now how it can be cured. To be so to bring the women to mother, the endometriosis is the most important vital role, because I know that is the most of the cases, the statistics in India as well as in Odisha as well as in tribal area, that endometriosis concept also they don't know also, because it is the major factor to give a newborn baby in the uterus. Another thing is uterine fibroids, gynecological cancer, HIV, interstitial cystitis that causes the severe urination, most of the time urination that causes, polycystic ovary syndrome, and another is the STD, sexually transmitted disease. So these are the main concern or the health concern for the human being nowadays. What are the women's issue in therapy? That in which way we can give the therapeutical concept or the help for the women. That we know the mental health concern commonly experienced by women include depression, anxiety, postpartum depression. Postpartum depression means the hopeless, loss of interest, restlessness. Then postpartum psychosis, that is also depression, confusion, delusion. These are the postpartum psychosis. Post-traumatic stress, eating disorder, that is also commonly observing, borderline personality, mood-related changes. That is mood-related means that is extreme sadness. Due to this reason, they may commit suicide. These are the women's issue in therapy. So these are the things that we can discuss in the question answer session as a debatable concept for the women. So disorder that only affect females. Disorder related to female is infertility, including uterine fibroids, polycystic ovarian syndrome. I've already explained about endometriosis and ovarian insufficiency. Women are genetic, that is Turner syndrome and Rett syndrome. Rett syndrome indicates Turner syndrome, that you can say the relates to genetics and it is the infertility, and Rett syndrome it is the mental disorderness. And another is the nowadays also the vaccine also they are taking in the within 12 years they are taking the vaccine for the cervical cancer. I hope this problem will solve within 10 years. This problem will be solved in India. So again question arises, healthcare in India. So if you think about the healthcare in India, so many things you have to consider, so many things. Mainly, in health is a universal cherished goal. Health cannot be forced upon the people. The organization of health service to all people is considered to be mainly key step towards development. It is an important input for the development of man and thereby to social and economic development of the country. Health is widely linked with development. A rapid and equitable economic development is a good health input, and adequate and equitable healthcare system stimulates development with improving human productivity. This is the reason why the investment in health is sometimes called as the investment in human capital. Healthcare is one of the most important of all human endeavors to improve the quality of life, especially the tribal peoples. Tribal peoples. As we know that health comes by evolution, not by revolution. Health must meet the need of the people as they perceive them. Health cannot be imposed from outside against people's will. It can be dispensed to the tribal people. They must want be prepared to do their share and to cooperate fully in whatever the health program in a community develops. Here question arises. Here one more important question arises. The healthcare service and challenges in rural and tribal area are a complicated phenomenon. It is a complicated phenomenon. Concept that you can say the concept of health and disease is rather traditional, which result in their not seeking treatment at an early stage of physical maladjustment and frequent refusal of preventive measures in rural area. And their idea of Medicare is some treatment not easily accessible and available. Lack of motivation of people for availing medical care at an initial stage of disease. Initial stage of disease. Here one thing I am telling to you, one more thing, that is people think about the healthcare. At the turn of the 21st century, India's healthcare system is strained in terms of the number of healthcare professionals, including doctors and nurses. The healthcare system is also highly concentrated in urban areas. This results in many individuals in rural areas seeking care from unqualified providers with different results. It has also been found that many individuals who claim to be physicians actually lack of formal training. Lack of formal training. Nearly 25% of physicians classified as allopathic providers actually had no medical training. This phenomenon varies in a different area or geographically. Geographically, women are negatively affected by the geographic bias within implementation of the current healthcare system in India. Of all health workers in the country, nearly 2/3 are men. This especially affects rural areas where it has been found that out of all the doctors, only 6% are women. This now it is increased to 8%. This translates into approximately 0.5 female allopathic physician as per 10,000 individuals in a rural area. This is the statistics. A disparity in access to maternal care between rural and urban population is one of the ramifications of a highly concentrated urban medical system. According to the Government of India National Family Health Survey, the maternal mortality in rural area is approximately maximum as compared to urban area. The India government has taken the step to alleviate some of the current gender inequalities. In 1992, the Government of India established that is National Commission for Women. The commission was meant to address many of the inequality women face, specifically rape, family and guardianship. However, the slow pace of change in the judicial system and the aforementioned cultural norms have prevented the full adoption of policy meant to promote equality between the men and women. In 2005, the India enacted the NRHM, National Rural Health Mission. Some of its primary goals were to reduce infant mortality and also the maternal mortality ratio. Additionally, the NHRM aimed to create universal access to public health service and also balance the gender ratio. But you see, and you can imagine in which way we are achieving the goal. In which way we are achieving the goal. So now, after discussing all the things, again the question arises, health problem of popular tribes of Odisha. So question arises, popular tribes of Odisha, if you think in 1950, so there are 645 scheduled tribes enlisted in India. 645 ST enlisted in India in 1950. Out of these, 62 indigenous tribal community reside in Odisha state. 60. I have written these things from Kondha to Godava. So out of these, the very common is Kondha. I have also given some of the pictures, so easily you can find out serially. These are the pictures of the different tribes. Question arises after 1972, when the Wildlife Protection Act came. Before that, all the tribes are thinking jungle or the forest is our home. After 1972, the number of guideline. So one is the core, next is transition zone, then buffer zone. So many concepts came, and they are deprived from the forest, and they are not entering to the core area. So this is the major reason. For this reason, there are also the traditional knowledge, the indigenous knowledge, they are not able to transfer from their generation effectively, as well as more than 80% of traditional knowledge, indigenous knowledge is already wiped out from our community. So I think it is very dangerous cause for all the researchers, those are doing research, because 80% concept that we can transfer from generation to generation as per the indigenous knowledge, that we are unable to do because of lack of resource available for them. Another thing is health problem of tribal women in Odisha and a major threat. So what are the major threat for the tribal people in Odisha? The high incidence of breast lumps among Adivasi women of Odisha has created apprehension of more serious health impact for this remote population. If we categorize all the things, malnutrition and morbidity, malaria, that is sexual transmitted disease, tuberculosis, nutritional deficiency, sickle cell anemia, cardiovascular health, glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, though it is very common to male, also occurs in some women also. Question arises, the malaria is endemic in Odisha. Malaria is endemic in Odisha because tribal population in the total statistics of India, the 50% of malaria is seen in the tribal population. Out of Odisha 50%, rest of the tribal, that is 50%. So you think when malaria, if any disease come to the mind, malaria means arbitrarily or blindly you can click that it is affected in the tribal people of Odisha. So I have worked in my research, I have worked in, that is the, one is Kalandi district, another is the Nuapada district. I have gone to number of places and visited and collected so many data. And so I conclude that we have to give more importance to their concept and their knowledge. And you see the just in previous slide, you see now the mask is not available. You see how they are using mask because they know the concept. This concept we have to use the mask, but they are using the mask. You see, so this is the way. This is the pattern. This is the pattern of living of tribal people in Odisha. Those are the lived tribal people. Their healthcare system is deteriorating day by day. Now again question arises, healthcare services and challenges in tribal areas. What are the challenges? What challenges they are facing mainly in tribal area? I have given the data. So these are the data, and the major challenges are concept of health and disease is rather traditional, which results in their not seeking treatment at an early stage of physical maladjustment. Lack of motivation of people for availing medical care at the initial stage. Non-availability of private or government doctor as and when need arises. This is the most important thing. Whenever you will go to the PHC, so you will never see the doctor is absent. Qualified health workers and professional medical and paramedical staff do not want to work in rural and tribal areas because of professional, personal, and social reasons. So these are the challenges for the tribal people, mainly for the tribal women. Then question arises, what are the ameliorative challenges? Some of the suggestions. I have given some of the suggestions, so that suggestions can help in some extent to rectify the health problem of tribal people of Odisha. So a complete mini hospital or health unit in a mobile van should be set up which will cater to the health needs of the tribal community in a group of adjacent village, fixing a date at least weekly or preferably in the weekly tribal market to minimize the tribal suffering, because they are going to market weekly. So this is the right place we can motivate them for the health point of view. A mass awareness and preventive program about common prevalent disease should be launched at weekly market in tribal areas with increased interaction of health workers with the participation of local population. Mass screening for genetically transmitted disease. They have no knowledge about the genetically transmitted disease like hemoglobinopathies, thalassemia syndrome, G6PD deficiency, hemophilia, color blindness should be continued at an interval of certain period of career detection among the high-risk tribal communities. Providing genetic marriage counselor to affected tribal communities and families for the prophylactic guidance and future reproductive decisions. Future reproductive decisions. For nutritional deficiency, localized research should be directed towards the easily or cheaply available food items, which could provide necessary nutrients with change of dietary practice to the vulnerable families and the segments of the society. To achieve operational efficiency in the healthcare delivery program, efforts should be made to involve local tribal, preferably GAL tribal, with economical incentives, traditional diets, traditional healers in the health and family welfare delivery system after giving them proper training. Preventive approach like immunization, anti-infection measures, and various other prophylactic aspects should be given more importance. So this is the case. This is the case that we should induce in the mind of the tribal people, so they will come to the limelight in such a form the health problem can be solved. The health problem of tribal population cannot automatically be overcome by establishing more primary health center and sub-center, and also imparting training to more health personnel, providing integrated health service by a single authority or by a number of agencies. An integrated health service would be operated on a teamwork basis by division of labor, so that the greatest possible use of professional skill would be made. While the physician is the central figure is the health center complex, the efficiency and output health service would depend upon the supporting personnel consisting the nurses, various categories of paramedical forces. Paramedical means laboratory technician, pharmacist, multi-purpose health workers, genetic marriage counselor, Anganwadi worker. So these are the person, they can control the healthcare system in the tribal area. Frequent transfer and absenteeism of staff, favoritism and corrupt practices hinder the smooth functioning of primary healthcare center, which have the adverse health effect on the tribal population. After these things also, I can conclude my speech in this way, in spite of the tremendous suggestion, etc., etc. So advancement in the field of preventive and curative medicine, the healthcare delivery service in tribal communities, especially in Odisha, are still poor and need amelioration and strengthening with sustenance to achieve the target goal of health all over India. Unless locally specific, tribe-specific, need-based healthcare delivery system is involved, which is appropriate, acceptable, and affordable, then the goal of health for all would remain a utopian dream. It will be a utopian dream. Everything is going on. We are giving all the facility, but the people are not getting this facility. People are not getting the facility. The precarious condition and the condition, if you see at any time in the media, how they are going from one place to other place for the treatment. We have to motivate them. You believe your forest. You believe your indigenous knowledge. You believe your traditional concept. Still, for immediate result, believe allopathy. So this motivation is required from all the sides. NGO, teacher, lecturer, Anganwadi Karmi, paramedical staff, all should take initiate. Government should take more initiate that. So you have to believe on allopathy for immediate relief, then you concentrate on the naturopathy, etc., etc. Otherwise, their health system is going to be more deterioration in course of time. At last, I am not telling more. The important is mother is a word that will never forget. In my concluding, that is you see how the mother is taking care of child in a flood. In my first slide, I have given a photograph, that photograph of Odisha Baleswar district in 2007. So last slide is the flood in Pakistan. So whatever, it may be Pakistan or it may be India. So mother is mother, you see the care of mother. So in this COVID-19 pandemic situation, we shouldn't forget, we have to remember, avoid mouth, eyes and nose. We have to follow, wash hands regularly, obey social distancing, mask up,